So, guess what? They canceled our flight out of here. Today is Saturday, and we're supposed to be leaving and going to Brussels and having a layover and leaving from there and going to the United States, which is where we obviously live. But we get to the airport and they tell us, as a matter of fact, a random stranger that we don't know walked up to us when we were getting ready to unload our suitcases and said, the flight is canceled. They should go inside and talk to the people. No airline representative, no airport employee, no one in any position of authority or affiliated with Brussels Airlines, which we actually, of course, booked through United. No one out there at all, no sign, no nothing that would give any indication that anything was wrong. So my children and I go into the airport. The employees, plural, are surprised that we're upset and didn't have what I thought is a proper attitude for a situation such as that. There was no email, there was no text message, there was no phone call. There is us rushing, packing our things, getting to the airport hours early, like 4, in order to ensure that there are no snafus, only to be told that there's no flight and they're switching us to a flight tomorrow. And so despite all the things, I'm a business person, I'm a lawyer, my son has an internship, all the things that we had to do on Monday are now just down the drain because these people, it's the Brussels Airlines, have decided that they're not going to have the flight today. They said it was technical difficulties, but I don't know that I believe anything at this point. I am so disappointed and frustrated. It just really is problematic. And I thought to not initially do this video until some later time. Certainly I didn't do it at the airport because I was really upset then. And I just don't think that it would have been very nice. I am still not happy about it. We're hungry. They're telling us food is coming. So we had to wait around the airport for a shuttle. It turns out they did get us a hotel, which is actually pretty decent. I'll show it to you, but we're not interested in staying in a hotel, and it's far. It's at the near the Palma River Junction, which is actually quite far from Banjul Airport. You would think that they would have gotten something closer by. So then we check in and they say, yes, you will get dinner and you'll get breakfast, and we don't know. Then nobody ever knows anything. Where do we get the shuttle, Mr. Airline employee, Mr. Airport employee? I don't know. Go ask them. Go ask him. Go ask her. Go ask them. And then the bottom line is, oh, just hang around here near the door and we'll let you know when the shuttle comes. Now we're at the hotel saying when, how, what's going to happen? How do we get back to the airport? Oh, I don't know. The airline will let you know. So it's just chaos. It's a fiasco. I am totally over it. It is not inconsistent with some of the things I've experienced here, I have to unfortunately say. And this one has put me a little bit over the top. I think the other problems, the chaotic situations, I never even got to do the video on me trying to pick up my COVID test the last time around. And I actually am going to do a video on that whole process. Those kinds of things were annoying, really got to me, but I said, hey, the benefits outweigh the negatives. Now I'm thinking, I don't know. I'm organized. I'm a business person. I need to be able to conduct business. There are not proper processes in place. You know, things that they've done over and over and over are still so difficult and still so chaotic and still so unorganized and still so time consuming. Like, for example, COVID testing is not a new thing. We've had this so-called pandemic for over a year now. You're telling me you can't have any procedures in place by now to get somebody's COVID number, get them their results without it just being a long, chaotic nightmare of a mess. It doesn't make any sense. And here we are in a hotel. You've gotten us these hotels, you've gotten us these meals, you've gotten us transportation. Seems to me that if you had all the time and energy to arrange that, why didn't you just arrange us another flight? And no, we were to leave at 9 tonight. No, we're not leaving at 12 noon. We're not leaving at 9 in the morning. We're not leaving at 3 in the afternoon. We're just leaving at 9 at night again. So there's no hope. We have an extremely long layover in Brussels. So with a bit of planning, a bit of concern, a bit of care about their customers, they could have said, you go to this hotel overnight, we'll get you back to the airport in the morning, and we'll get you to Brussels before your connecting flight leaves, and you're fine. That would have been an inconvenience, and we still would have been annoyed, but at least we would have been back on track. But this whole, we're just delaying you by 24 hours. Oh, well, what are you upset for? I mean, I need you to, I'm just going to stop there. I'm just going to stop there because I'm not amused. I'm not pleased. And I just think that it's handled so poorly. I do understand that things come up, but to me, this was not done in a way that was designed to cause minimal disruption to the customers. And the way I feel right now, see, I brought my children with me, my 18-year-old daughter and my 21-year-old son, because I wanted them to fall in love with the Gambia so that we could come back and forth and experience this and so on and so forth. I doubt my children will come back. They're just, they're American suburban children who are used to certain amenities, who are used to things being a certain way, who are used to business being handled in a certain manner. And they're really frustrated. My son in particular, who really has something to do. People have lives, I can't. The reason I have money to bring them is because I have a business and I have things to do. I'm not just sitting around eating bonbons with my feet kicked up. If I did, I wouldn't have the money to bring myself and my children on an international trip to Africa. So I don't know. I just say to myself, there are some ways that I've been feeling, but I'm saying to myself, let's just get home and get settled and let some time pass and reconsider what your stance is. But it doesn't look good and it's not promising. And I just am very disappointed. I will say that and there's the whole COVID test, which today is Saturday. We're traveling Saturday. We got the test on Thursday. We got the results on Friday. That's within 48 hours. Seems to me that tomorrow would be within 72 hours, but no. They say the U.S. won't take that. We need another COVID test, and we need to get that updated. And at some point, they actually thought that we were going to pay another 7,500 delasi and somehow travel into town to Kotu or to the stadium. I mean, just absurd. Just absurd. It turns out that can be handled at the airport and said, oh yeah, and then you just get your money back on the back end from the airline. Okay, first of all, what if I had spent every dime that I had on my trip because now it's time to go home? What if I didn't have any delasi left? See, I personally thought before this fiasco that I would be coming back. And so it is not problematic for me to have some delasi and to just bring them back with me. But imagine the people that don't, who spent their money. Last time I was here, I had gotten to my last 1,000. I gave 400 to the person that brought me to the airport, 400 to the man that helped me. I maybe had 200 delasi. It's ridiculous. And what really needs to happen is the Africans in the Gambia need to take control of the processes that are taking place in their country. And they need to implement some procedures that allow them to proceed in an orderly, business-like fashion. Just because we're Africans doesn't mean we have to be all chaotic and scattered and, I don't even know. Like my daughter's texting me saying, where's the food? I don't know. I'm thinking, well, a friend is coming to see me, so perhaps they'll take us somewhere where we can get some food, because what we're not going to do is sit around here till midnight waiting for them to decide that they want to feed us. I just already knew that there were some problematic things, and part of why I wanted to keep coming here and being involved is to help fix those things. We have expertise. I'm a lawyer. I'm trained to put systems in place. I'm trained to spot problem areas and to develop systems, procedures, techniques to address them. That's what I do. But whether I come, whether any other African American, UK, Black from the UK, whether any other Black from the diaspora comes here ever or not, what they need to do is take control of the things that are going on in your country. If Brussels Airlines is operating in your country, then have some procedures and some rules and some policies that they must comply with in order to operate in your country. And if they don't, find somebody else who will do a flight. Don't go through Brussels. Go through Portugal or go through somewhere else. Or here's an idea, go to America. Because when I was coming over here, I learned that there's now a direct flight right from America to Ghana. So why are we even going to Europe? If you can fly to Europe, you can fly to Africa. So I'm annoyed. And some of the things that were already problematic to me are looming even larger in light of this situation and their inability to handle it and their inability to make it less painful, for us, and to make it as smooth as it could be under the circumstances. And I just did not get that. I will say that after we left the Brussels airline counter and we were dealing with airport employees, I was encouraged by their attitude, stopping by. Yes, I know the plane's canceled, but did you check with the airlines? Did you talk to them, wanting to make sure we're okay? Another man came over and tried to make a little joke and said, don't worry, the coach will be here soon. But the Brussels airline employees, absolutely outrageous. I cannot for the life of me recall them saying, I'm sorry, ma'am. My apologies, ma'am. And even when I said, you have yet to give us an apology for this circumstance, he still didn't say, sorry, ma'am. They left a lot to be desired. One lady was like, you have to talk to him. I can't tell you anything. I mean, I don't want to use any words. I don't want to say anything that I'll regret later. I mean, if I did, I could always just edit it out. But I'm just going to use some restraint and not even say it on the front end. I'm going to end the video now. I'll pan around this room. It's dark. I don't know what the hotel looks like outside, but they say it's new. It seems okay. It seems fine. But we're not interested in being in a hotel. We're interested in going home to our own beds, to our own home, and to the business affairs that we intended to handle next week, because we are a family that handles our business. And I believe that if we were not, we would not have the option to be here. So I think the one thing I will say is that the trip that I was planning to come back here, I think I'm going to go and check out another country that I was interested in going to anyway. I just probably am going to need a break, but who knows? Maybe I'll get over it and change my mind. I don't know. I kind of think it's time to just explore some other things and to look at some other options, because while I am willing to overlook inconveniences and I don't expect Africa to be America, I do expect them to have some care and concern for me when I'm coming and going and trying to do business and trying to get involved, because I do believe that we need a strong continent in order to benefit all of us. I've never made any secret about that. My channel wasn't designed to teach you about Gambia or to show you where to eat and party and take care of business in the Gambia. My channel was designed, it's called Raising the Vibe. And so the intent of my channel, read it, it says to have Africans on the continent and across the diaspora to collectively raise their vibration high enough, raise their frequency, their vibration high enough to break the grip of white supremacy. And so I am here to participate in that. And that is what I'm all about. But they got to get it together. I need them to do better. And a lot of the Gambians that I have met are university educated. Many are foreign educated. They know how to operate systems. There's no reason for some of the things that I've seen that are just pure chaos. Just chaos, no procedure, no process, no system, no organization. You're going there day after day. The workers are frustrated. The customers, the clientele are frustrated. And every day you wake up and go through that again. And nobody has a meeting and says, you know, that went horribly last week. What are some things we can do to make it go better this week? You're just going to do that day after day after day after day? Come on, people. We can do better. We're Africans. We're black. We're the real humans. We're the ones who belong here. This earth is ours. We created all of the ancient civilizations. We created writing. We created everything that is something good on this earth. And most of it they have simply stolen from us and they're profiting from. They being non-blacks. We are better than this. And it's just time. I need every one of us. I don't care if you're a street sweeper, a bakery cashier, the president, the minister of health, whatever you are, step up your game. That's the only way we're going to win. All this lackadaisical, pay me extra to do stuff that you should be able to get in an orderly fashion needs to cut it out. Cut it out. Cut it out for you. Cut it out for me, cut it out for my children and their children. Cut it out so that we can get back to our rightful place. Take responsibility for whatever it is that you're tasked or charged with doing and do it well and make sure it runs smoothly. And if you need help, ask somebody. But this BS right here, I'm not feeling it. And with that being said, I'm just going to end this. I'll talk to you next time.